plus I2. This is in the opposite direction, so minus I3. Like this, I have the net current. I will not be enclosing this. Got it?
Ma'am, we can also take
Your voice is
I1.
coming very, very low, Running. Please check your audio settings.
Okay. Ma'am, is it better now?
Slightly better. Yes, tell me. What were you saying?
Ma'am, here the direction it could be I1 plus I3 minus I2 as well.
I1 plus I2.
Plus I3.
I plus I3 current is in the opposite direction. When you'll calculate the net value, it will be subtracted. No, that's why you can add it also. Just because of direction I just took, you can add it also. Because current, see, we when you have the net direction, usually we'll take the magnetic field. Okay. For current, you can add. For the net value of the current, you can add it. It's just that to show that yes, the direction is opposite, I just took it positive. You can write it as positive also because current is scalar. It doesn't matter actually. Okay, so we can add them also. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Ranim, quickly write it till here, then I'll tell you what are the steps for the Ampere circuit. Okay.
Ma'am, just a minute. Done.
Okay. See, first is you have to form an Empyrean loop. What is an Empyrean loop? Empyrean loop should be closed, like your Gaussian surface. So that's why I'm saying related with Gauss law. In Gauss law, we had the Gaussian surface which should be enclosed, and the electric field should be tangential or perpendicular. Similarly, here we'll choose an Empyrean loop which should be closed. It should be a closed surface, and it will be an imaginary surface that we'll be taking. It won't be a real surface. Just for our calculations, we'll be taking this. And magnetic field should either be tangential or perpendicular to it. And magnetic field should be uniform throughout the. Now, what are the steps that are followed? Just assume something. Let's say we are talking about the cylindrical edge. Okay. So I have just enlarged the wire. Ranim, just in case if I miss anything, what you're saying, you can type because your voice is coming very low. Yeah.
Ma'am, I didn't say anything yet.
Okay. No, that's what I'm saying. If you say something, no, just type in the chat box in case if I miss anything. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
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 So this is a wire, and we have to, let's say, find out the Ampere circuital law here. What we have just have to apply the Ampere circuital law. So take a we'll take an Amperian loop for this cross-sectional area. Let's say the radius here is small r. Now see, it's a circular loop of radius r that we have chosen just for an example. So choose an Amperian loop. So first step is done. We have chosen an Amperian loop. Second step is we have to apply the Ampere circuital law. Now, step 3 is finding dl. See, b will be taken out its constant. Integral of dl is equal to mu naught I enclosed. Let's say the current flowing through this is I. Now tell me, Raneem, we did this a lot. Integral of dl for a circular path. If we take a small dl, what will be the complete circle's length?
Ma'am, circumference.
Circumference. So this will be 2 pi small r is equal to mu naught I. So look, from here we have the formula for the magnetic field B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. This is the formula of the magnetic field. But this is just an example for this case. If the case reverses, you have to apply it in the same.
Ma'am, can you explain again the case? Which,
Which case?
ma'am, like we have to calculate for just this surface.
Just the surface. Yes. Okay, you just take the cross-sectional surface. It will give the magnetic field throughout. Okay, that's why this law is very helpful. You just use the surface. You don't have to solve it for the entire wire throughout its. Okay.
Yes.
We'll discuss this. This is a very important question. Write this, Rani. Then we'll discuss that question.
Ma'am, done.
See, this question says a long cylindrical wire of radius A has current I flowing. Okay. So what I'll do, Rani, just to so that you can see exactly through this wire, I'll draw it a little thicker. Usually we draw the wires very thin like a straight line. I'll draw it quite thick. So let's say this is the wire. Okay, this is the edge. And we just require the end of the wire. And current I is flowing through this wire. This is what the first two lines. It is calculate the magnetic field inside a region. Now we have to calculate the magnetic field inside a region. See, this length is, this radius is, complete radius is A. It says no, you have to calculate here. Let's say this is some radius is small r, and within this region. So see, Raneem, here the problem is that when I apply the Ampere circuital law, let's say when I use integral of B dot dl is equal to mu naught I enclosed. This is the formula. Now B
Yes.
dl will be, we will get very easily. B we have to calculate. Integral of dl is also not difficult. Mu naught is also fine. Problem lies with current enclosed, I enclosed. Why? Because see, I is the total current. But do you require the total current? You always require the enclosed current. This is your Amperian loop now. It says a point R. Here we can clearly see R is less than A. So in this region, the current is not I. Some portion of I is required. So do you get it? We cannot take the I enclosed as I.
Ma'am, I didn't get.
What is I enclosed? Do you think total current will be enclosed within this red region?
Ma'am, the wire is longer, I think.
Wire is thicker. We are taking a very small region because the question says R is lesser than A. So
Yes.
when would it have been the complete current enclosed? If I would have taken a bigger loop like this, right, then it would have enclosed the complete wire
Yes.
and the current would have also been I. So now you get
Yes.
it why we cannot take this as I. It has to be some part of I.
Yes.
So how to get that? See, everything is through the surface area only. So we don't even need the entire wire for this. So let's say current, we are going to use the unitary method running. So current through pi a square is I. So current through unit area. What will be the current through the unit area?
Ma'am, which unit area?
If pi a square has current I, so unit area means 1 unit area.
Ma'am, I didn't get. Is there any other method?
You answer this, Rani. First, what I'm asking. Okay, think it like this. I'll give you some other example, then you'll be able to answer this. See, if I say, let's say we have 10 pens cost rupees 100. So unit pen will cost,
Oh, one,
got it?
one by.
Yes. Now tell me. So current through pi a square is I. So unit means one. If I say through 1 meter square, then you would have able to tell me. Yeah, right.
Then
So
one
pi
by
by
pi.
pi a square. Now got it?
Yes, one by pi.
Now see,
Yes.
we know for unit area. Unit area means in 1 meter square, you know how much current is flowing. It is I by pi a square. So what is the amount of current that you want now? You want the current through this Amperian loop, whose area is pi r square. So current through pi r square area will be, for unit 2 unit, you already know. For 3 units, you know. For 4 units, you know. For pi r square, you already know. If you know for one, you will be able to calculate for any now. So I by pi a square into pi r square. Pi will be cancelled. Look, current enclosed will be I r square by a square. See, this is a part of the total current. Now got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the question is very simple. Exactly the same steps that we have done. B dot dl is equal to mu naught I enclosed. So B will be taken out. Integral of dl will be left is equal to mu naught into I r square by a square. Integral of dl we already know this is b into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught I r square by a square. 1 r will be cancelled. Formula of magnetic field will be mu naught I r divided by 2 pi a. Ranin, this is very important formula. Many times this question has come in the board exam. And in your NEET paper also, this direct question has been used like a formula in the NEET, but in the board, it's not used as a formula also. R is the radius of the Amperian loop. Just be careful with this. Which is R, which is A. That can be confusing. So radius of the Amperian loop is this. While the radius of the wire is
Ma'am, this formula is used only for this type of
only
question.
for this case. But this case is so frequently used in the exam. That's why I said this question is very important. Because see, when anything will change, all these things will also change. But this is the most common question. Okay. Is it clear, Anil?
Yes, ma'am.
Please write it. Then we'll come to the applications of Ampere circuit.
Okay.
Ranin, done?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay. Now coming to the application. So there are two devices that are there in your syllabus. One is a solenoid, other is a toroid. Okay. So I'll start first with the solenoid. It's very easy. Okay. Okay. This device is not a very complicated device which is connected. Very easy. Take a straight wire, make lots of turnings. That's what the solenoid is. Like I'll start first with the solenoid. So see, this number of turns you have copper insulated wire, insulated copper wire, make it in the form of a helical, like a spring. So this is what a solenoid is. Because current flows through it, and we have seen that when current flows through a current carrying conductor, then definitely magnetic field is produced. So it consists of number of turns of the insulated copper wire. Now, Raneem, just pay attention here, a little attention here to understand its derivation. Because its derivation is as it is given in your NCRT, so that's why I'm not even disturbing it. I'm also teaching you as it is. Raneem, this is a three-dimensional figure, right? The turnings are there. So it's very difficult if we derive things from here. Means if I take something from here inside and then enclosing a portion outside, it will be difficult for you to understand. So what if we do? If I just cut it like this, means if I take its transverse view. So look at the yellow lines. Don't look at this pink one. Look at the yellow lines. It will look like this. Current is going outwards, inwards, outwards, inwards, outwards, inwards. Right? We've just cut it.
Can
We
you
are just,
draw?
yes,
Can you draw the lines so I know where the current?
lines are these.
Ma'am, so we are just seeing one segment, or are we seeing
This one,
it
this
cut in half?
one is this, other is this. Because you don't need the middle portion.
Yes.
Middle portion will have the same thing. So you just take from where current is entering, from where current is exiting, like this part. So these dots that we'll get where the current is entering, and one dot where the current is leaving. Like this, you will get, right? So in between, wire will be there. We are just taking it for our derivation. We're just like cleaning the surface so that we can see what all we want. Okay.
Ma'am, I still didn't get how we got two straight lines when we had a
If
helical spring
if
structure.
you have this point, if I draw two straight lines for here, so we'll get two straight lines. See, like look, if I cut it like this from here, I take this point. Wherever the current is entering, will give me the will give me the lines. And similarly, if I look here, this one, and if I put the cut here, wherever the current is exiting, that we'll get. So instead of two straight lines, you can just imagine lines have been drawn where current can be observed. It's not
Okay.
exactly where the wire is present. See,
Okay.
this is where the current is going. So for that, we have just exceeded it as the parallel lines. These are the points where the current is going inside. This is coming outside, going inside, coming outside, going inside, like this. You're just concerned with the current. You are not concerned with where is the wire existing, because whatever we'll get for one portion, that will be for the entire solenoid. So we take a loop here, which is known as the Amperian loop. So how is the loop taken? Loop is taken in such a manner that a little bit portion is enclosing the magnetic field part from here. Middle part is being enclosed. One complete segment of the wire is being enclosed, and a little bit of outer portion is enclosed. That's why it's not taken evenly from here. It's taken slightly upwards. It's pushed a little upwards so that this outside region can also be taken. And remember, outside the magnetic field is zero. So if we have this Amperian loop, can you see any of this AD and CB? They are already perpendicular to it. These two.
Yes.
And see, AB and DC will make the angle cos 0 degree between B dot DL when we take it. So what we do, we'll solve it in two parts. B dot DL is equal to mu naught I we know. First we'll solve this and then we'll equate it. Now coming to B dot DL. So what we do, we'll add all the B dot DL separately. B dot DL for AB, B dot DL for BC, B dot DL for CD, B dot DL for DA. Like this. Got it?
So basically the whole imperial loop we are taking B dot dl.
Yes, why you have to take the Empyrean loop, no complete and Empyrean loop. See, when we have the circles, we usually take pi r square and all. But for square, how will you take that? Right? For we have this is not the ending of a wire. No, we are taking a middle point. So see, for
Is there
AD and
any reason why we
is there?
took the middle? Is there any reason why we took middle
I
from B?
just told you that we have to enclose all the regions. See, if I just take this region, then you will say, why have you not included the outside region? So we have taken an Empyrean loop such that we are enclosing all the regions of the wire. See, this has already been enclosed. So if I take it again, that will just repeat it. We are just taking it in a way that we are confirming ourselves that yes, throughout we have taken, the Empyrean loop is taken in that manner. So when we open this B dot DL, it will be cos theta. So AD and CB, these two will become 90-degree because they are perpendicular. But look, AB and CD, can you tell me out of these two, which one will be still zero despite having 0-degree angle?
Ma'am, what?
CD, CD, CD. CD will be zero. Reason is that in this region there is no magnetic field present. So C, when we open up the brackets, BDL cos 0-degree for AB, BDL cos 90-degree for CB, BDL cos 0-degree for CD, and BDL cos 90-degree for AD. Now, if we have this here, this will be simply BDL plus cos 90 is 0. Now look, this CD region, this is lying outside. Anyways, the magnetic field will be zero this time. Outside portion has no magnetic field. Outside the solenoid, there is no magnetic field.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why this will still be zero despite not having the 90-degree angle. And then the third is again zero. So from the integral of B dot dl, we are just left with B dl, which is equal to B integral of dl. So let's
Ma'am,
say the entire length of the
ma'am,
solenoid
can
is
you
some
explain
L.
the angles again? Like how you took A, B,
This is
D?
90 AD and CB are 90-degree. This you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
See, AB and CD, they are parallel.
Yes.
Okay. So they are taken as 0-degree. But the reason with CD is that CD's magnetic field is zero. When you integrate B dot dl integral, that becomes zero. See, let us assume that L is the length of the solenoid. Length of the solenoid. So we can say integral of dl will give us L. So B into L. Okay. Or I have taken here small. So PL is what we are getting. Now we have to equate it with mu naught I. So see, when you equate it with mu naught I, you will get B is equal to mu naught I. And from this side, what do you have? BD, B into L.
Yes.
This is, we have already solved, and this is mu naught I, the formula. Now look, Raneem here, BL, this is just for a single turn. If I have n number of turns, so I can say BL is equal to n times mu naught I. So from here, I can say B is equal to mu naught Ni by L. Now look, this number of turns per unit length, this has a variable small n. So we write this as B is equal to mu naught Ni. The formula becomes this, B is equal to mu naught Ni. But we know our small n is equal to capital N by L. What is this? P is the magnetic field we know. Mu naught is the constant we know, permeability. N is the number of turns per unit length and I is the current. So see, capital N and small n. Be very careful with the questions, Raneem, whether capital N is given to you or small n is given.
Yes,
Got it? Because if number of turns are just mentioned, then you cannot use this formula. You have to divide it by the length. Okay?
yes, ma'am.
So this is the same thing. So basically the formula is V is equal to mu naught Ni. Just one thing, Ranim, if you remember in the starting when we were doing Biot-Savart law, that time
Yes.
I told you if relative permeability is given for a different material, so we
Yes.
multiply mu naught mu r. So same thing you can apply it here also. Okay.
Solenoid. This is formula for solenoid
This is the
related.
formula for solenoid's magnetic field, which is inside, like here. If I just draw it for once, like this. Here you will get the magnetic field. Okay. So this is the
Yes.
magnetic field for the solenoid inside. But if the solenoid is put in some other material, then you will get that relative permeability and you can use this formula which is least used. This one. Okay. Basically, you have to remember mu naught Ni. And N is what? N by L means number of turns per unit length. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Write this quickly, Rani. We'll practice one or two questions based on this first before moving on further because questions, numericals also come from this. Okay.
Ma'am, is there any consider statement?
No, here it's just a solenoid. Okay. Or what you can do, we can write something for the Amperian loop. We can write, wait. Because solenoid is already a device that we are not taking, but yes, we can consider an Amperian loop. Consider an Amperian loop. We have named it as A, B, C. Okay. For loop, the rest of it is just the Ampere's circuit. Okay.
Ma'am, n refers to the number of loops that is made.
Yes, yes, yes. Turn.
Ma'am, then small n.
Capital N is the number of turns. You divide it by L, that is small n, number of turns per unit length. It's written, no? This per unit length. Done?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay. See the look at the numericals. Now numericals will be very easy. Just one formula you need to remember. But just tell me one thing, Rani. What is this 300 given?
300 is small n.
Small n. Very good. That's it. Okay. This you should be able to identify because it is turns per meter. So this says that a solenoid coil of 300 turns per meter is carrying a current of 5 ampere. Current is 5 ampere. Length of the solenoid is given as zero point 0.5 meter and has a radius of 1 centimeter. You have to calculate the magnetic field inside. So rest of the data is not useful for us. We just require B is equal to mu naught Ni. When you already have small n, then you don't need anything else. Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. N is 300. Current is 5. So this becomes 16. This is 12 into 5, 60 pi into 10 to the power. This is 2. So minus 5 Tesla. This is the magnetic. Now see then why is this given? It is given, see Rani. Here can you see the length is quite greater than the radius.
Yes.
So this just basically gives an idea that the solenoid that we are referring is infinitely long. Okay, infinitely long you can say or very long. If the question says, Raneem, this is especially for your NEET part, I'll give you it in the assignment also, that if what if the magnetic field at the ends of the solenoid is asked, then do nothing. Same thing, B is equal to mu naught Ni, just divide it by 2. Okay, outside you know it is 0. For ends, just divide it by 2. Okay, so this is
Ma'am, why 2 is required?
that's an entire derivation,
Oh,
but
okay.
you can leave it. Actually, angles are taken, then pi by 2 is taken. So, Ren, okay. Write this question, Rani, then we'll discuss.
Just 1 minute.
Running done.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay. Just one more question, similar question. Here, just tell me, what is this 500?
Ma'am, N.
N small or capital N?
Capital.
Capital N, yes. So here we have capital N given as 5. So it says a solenoid of length 0.5 meter has radius 1 centimeter, is made up of 500 turns. It carries current of 5 amperes. What is the magnitude of the magnetic field inside the solenoid? So now we'll be using our, so B is equal to mu naught small ni. Now we know small n is equal to capital N by L. So it is 500 by zero point 0.5, that is 1000. So B will be equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 into 10 to the power 3 into current is 5. So this is equal to 20 pi into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Got it? Got the difference between
Yes.
the two questions?
Yes, ma'am. Here N by L we had to calculate by
Yes,
ourselves.
yes. So just be a little careful with the solenoid questions, whether n is given or small n is given. Okay. Toroid we'll be able to do it in the next class. Yes, Saneem, please write this.
Yes. Ma'am, no direction, ma'am.
What?
Ma'am, direction.
Right hand thumb rule? Just like a circle, no? One is just like a circle. Okay.
So, ma'am, how would we know which direction current is flowing?
That will be given to you. You don't have to. It is when the figure will be given, then only you have to. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes. Yes, Anil.
ma'am, I was doing the homework, so while doing it, I got kind of got confused between the direction.
Okay. Which homework you have not given?
Yes, ma'am. That homework where like anti-clockwise and clockwise was mentioned.
Raneem, share the assignment. That's I have told you multiple times. Share the assignment. Whatever, wherever I'll see a star marked or anything, I'll immediately discuss it in the next class. You don't share the assignment, so I don't discuss them. In other batches, the assignments are being discussed regularly.
Okay.
Got it? So share the assignment first. I'll immediately discuss them.
Okay.
Assignments are to be discussed. Okay.
No, ma'am. Just I did everything. Just last direction part, I didn't know. So,
Then you just leave it. Okay. Whatever part you are not able to understand, you leave it. You submit the assignment. I'll discuss it. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
okay.
All right, Rani. So let's continue on Monday then.
Okay, ma'am.